Well, let's not beat around the bush. The final score was St. Patrick's Athletic nil, Legia Warsaw 5, and yeah, it's absolutely devastating to have to lose in that manner. But like whether you like it or not, Legia were the better team and deserve to go through to the next round. But there are a fair few talking points I would like to raise with you, even if I'm still a little disappointed. But you just have to, be an honourable sport about it and just accept what happened. I didn't want to cower out with this as I did agree to vlog no matter what happened, but yeah, it's just really upsetting that the journey's over before it really could begin. But the main talking points, of course, was well, the first few minutes we can talk about that. You may know that Ken O'Man got an injury in the warm-up, so Derek Foran had to take over and play in centre back. So that was a big loss at the very beginning of the game, even before we kicked off. So, O'Man's not had a great season. He's been very inconsistent, and he tends to make a few slip-ups, and he's a bit, slow to make decisions. But he was very good in Warsaw, and he deserved to play again here in Tallaght Stadium. But unfortunately, got the warm-up injury, and Derek Foran had to come on. And while he did his very best, it just doesn't help that his team were beaten so comprehensively. And I just don't think Kenny Brown has the same, alliance that he does with, let's say Conor Kenner or maybe a Sean Hoare, who obviously is only coming back from injury. And the first few minutes, I was very impressed. The guys really put in a big shift and were creating chances, putting them under pressure. Unfortunately, the tactics just fell apart from there. They had a goal ruled out for offside in about the 15th minute, and it was close, but it was definitely offside. But then it was about the 22nd minute or something, a few minutes later, the through ball to their man reached the feet, and he slotted home into the bottom corner. So Legia had already ruled out our famous away goal. And then probably the most infuriating moment of the match that could have changed the destiny somewhat was when straight from kick-off there was a foul. Greg Bolger tackled one of their players, and they fell on top of each other. And the Legia player reacted by scraping his studs, like he made a stamping motion, but he scraped his studs off Bolger's leg, and that should have been a red card 100% of the time. And amazingly, the referee said, "No, I'll just have a chat, no more of that." And somehow the Legia player got away with it, and that was extremely frustrating from our point of view. And they never looked back from that moment on. 1-0 half time though, they were pressuring us and we were giving the ball away, but they did have their moments where they were struggling and hitting long balls and generally falling over. But 1-0 half time was definitely something we could be appreciative of, and I was showing my appreciation by giving the match program a good bang. I don't know if you can see some of the wounds. Sorry, I'm getting used to this webcam. Forget it. You probably see one or two little bumps there. So I was using that as a sort of drum just to try and garner a bit of support. But when you compare our fans to Legia's, it's different class, I'm afraid. They have such a united front, whereas ourselves, we haven't quite got that yet. But the second half, again, they were in control, and their second goal was unfortunate, and that was another over-the-top ball, which we couldn't deal with for the majority of the game. He reached their man, he cut across, and they slotted it home. It was kind of like Christy Fagan's goal, but not as clinical. It was a bit slower, but they got the job done. Our substitutions didn't work today. Quigley tried his best for Forrester. Maybe he should have started the game Quigley if he was only going to get the 45 minutes, but that's unlucky. The other change was who was it? It was oh Jesus. Let me think. Well, I know Lee Lynch came on. Oh yeah, it was Sean Hoare. Sean Hoare came on for Gerard Bryan. He had a difficult game, unfortunately. He's been a loyal servant to the club at the minute, but the captain unfortunately had to be substituted as he wasn't playing to his best. Yeah, so after that, the last 15 minutes we were completely gutted. We were tired, and from then on they scored three really disappointing goals. They're really embarrassing to look at them if you see them yourself. But what happened with the fifth goal, it was an own goal straight from a corner. Conan Byrne just flicked it on, flew straight into their net, arrowed perfectly. It would have been great to be on the other end of that, but these things happen. And yeah, a lot of people, like I'd say about, I don't know, 100 people probably left the game at 2-0, and that really does hurt. Like, I haven't been a fan for very long, but I stayed until the very last seconds, and you just have to, like, I really should have said at the beginning of the game, look, if anybody, no matter what happens, do not leave the game. These players need your support to thick and thin, and even though it's very, very wafer thin tonight, the fans just leaving at the middle of the game about 20 minutes ago, that really is disappointing, and we slag off other clubs for it, but you know, that's going to stain our reputation just that little bit more, considering we have such a reasonable history in European competition. So that was a disappointment. A lot of people were more angry than me, but yeah, I think that is a negative talking point. And what we really should be thinking about is the future, because I read in the programme that Legia Stadium was very poor and outdated, and wasn't suitable really, but they've turned it around, and the only way they can do that is through backing the team and believing in what they can achieve. And what we have to do as St. Pat's fans is to make Richmond the place to be for European ties. We can't constantly ask permission to go somewhere else. We have to make Richmond a little bit better and ensure that we play these crunch European ties at our home ground in Inchicore when the opportunity arises. The Polish fans, as I mentioned, they were superb, cheering the team on from the first to the last whistle, and there were even some in the home section which could have been avoided if we played the game in Richmond, but it wasn't possible, and it's something to think about in future. And obviously a lot of the players might get the opportunity to play Champions League football for a few years at least, as we're trying to defend the title, but it's not going smoothly, as the likelihood is Dundalk, Cork City, or maybe Shamrock Rovers will win the league and get the chance to represent Ireland at the next Champions League knockout or qualifying rounds. If we get Europa League, that'll be great. We don't want to fall completely from grace, but it's just something we have to work on. We need to make the club a little healthier and give ourselves a united front in future. And yeah, that's literally the bulk of what I want to say. We have to continue and you know, try and beat Athlone. We should do, but I don't know who's going to be playing, who won't be playing. But if we have another defensive frailty, if Ken O'Man, if he's on the injury table, that'll be a big blow, since we're only just getting Sean Hoare back and Derek Foran isn't quite there. But yeah, we have to cheer on Sligo, Dundalk and Derry, try and get some coefficients out of them. But unfortunately, I think the can you feel the electricity? It's kind of fading out. But if you weren't optimistic, at least a slight bit, I should say, and then what's the point of enjoying it when the times are good? So unfortunately, the experiment backfired. I believed in the team and it didn't work out, and we'll have to try again in future. And yeah, we gave a good account of ourselves for the first half at least, but not in the second half, and we go home exceptionally disappointed. And yeah, we just have to think about it. We can't have you know, disappointments like this often again, but unfortunately these things happen, and we have to look what the Polish and other leagues do, and try and ensure the money goes to where it belongs in the grassroots. But yeah, that's literally enough for today. I'm so sorry I can't bring you positive news, but I hope you can appreciate my time with the vlogs. I don't know if any other people do this sort of thing, but yeah, I just hope you can accept my point of view that, you know, we didn't deserve to win, but it wasn't really that, you know, one side of a match. And you know, we just have to, you know, don't be a you know, sort of a fearmonger. Don't look at the League of Ireland and say, oh, it's crap, one result doesn't mean anything. But this result probably does mean something, but we'll just have to carry on and prove to the world that we aren't so bad after all. But it was only 90 minutes and these things happen. But yeah, hopefully we earned a bit of a respect. And Legia Warsaw, if they don't play well again, then they'll be gone. I don't know how they could be so poor in the first leg and then turn it around so much in the second. But that's what the fans will say now. They say, yeah, we need to play well from now on. But That'll do. It's literally hit 10 minutes. So thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again soon for Football Manager and F1 and other things. So bye, bye everybody.